Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again here with some more things to talk about, as per usual for a podcast. And, we were just talking before we started recording about Die Rise Remastered, and we were thinking, wait a minute, let's just hit record and continue the conversation right where we left off. So, if you guys haven't already heard about it, Mr. T. Alexify and a bunch of other talented map creators are remastering Die Rise for Black Ops 3 Zombies. And the progress looks pretty neat so far. Pretty neat so far. It's pretty nice. And we were just talking about side Easter eggs and what maybe they could add to it, because they're listening to feedback too, which is really nice. And one of the things that Cosmic mentioned was have an Easter egg like Spider Bait, where you control the jumping jacks. And then I elaborated onto that, saying, well, how about there's a cutout hole in the wall in one of the rooms, you jump through it with the jumping jack, and on the other side of the wall is a secret parkour room, and you have to parkour through the room, kind of Revelation style, and then at the end there's a free perk. So it would be a way to get a free, hit the microphone, be a way to get a free perk as a jumping jack without doing the melee thing, but it would be like the Spider Bait all over again.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty, it'd be a cool thing to have in the map, since they're wanting to, add things without, because I know they don't really want to change the Easter egg and, high round stuff, right? They want to keep that kind of same premise, but they want to add stuff to the map, and I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to add, just to add a bit more, it has this, has that. I actually think something else that'd be cool, right? Is since obviously Die Rise Remastered won't have a bank system, because it won't work in Black Ops 3. They were saying, I think one thing I think they could incorporate, right, and it's up to them how they choose to do it and stuff, is how we had the knocking door Easter egg on Classified.
You're right.
We could have something like that where you knock on the door and then it's like the flesh, the group. They could be behind one of the rooms and you hear dialogue and stuff, and you interact, and
That'd
then
be pretty sick.
Then maybe you get a few jumping jacks spawning in, maybe not to the extent of Classified, but just a way to make some early points.
I love that idea a lot, actually. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Just early on, you can get a few points and stuff, and then you can make your way through the map. Because obviously, it's good. It's a shame that we don't have the bank system, but at the same time, I think we can work around that.
We can live without it, honestly. I mean,
we can work around it, and I think that little side Easter egg at the start of the game, somewhere in one of the first rooms, will be a cool little
that can help a lot.
Yeah, a little nod to Classified first, but also kind of helps build the story of Classified, not Classified, Die Rise.
Right.
I mean, in terms of lore and stuff, there probably isn't
Well, it could be one of those things where you can do this in two ways. Like how Classified, you have the knocking door. It could be a broken elevator that you hold the interaction button on. Or remember that TV in the middle of the
I know
the flesh kind of broadcast thing going on. You walk up to that TV and it does that. So there could totally be some options to do exactly what you're saying there. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah. I mean, for other stuff on the map, I mean, I appreciate that they're making it so the Easter egg doesn't change too much. I know that's what they were saying for co-op play, at least.
Right.
I'm assuming there must be a Richtof and Max's side. They'll do both.
Probably, and then they're both gonna probably be able to be playable on solo too.
Solo as well, just
that would be amazing.
Changes. Yeah. So that'll be nice. I think I would like to see some more parkour stuff. I know that's really what the map is known for. And I know that Jimmy Zielinski was actually saying, he said in a tweet, that he'd if he could go back and change stuff, he'd make it so the maps, the skyscrapers, kind of changed and moved over time. So that, environment changing over time and stuff.
Right. The building crumbles over time. You get to round 20 and a section of the building falls off and goes next to another part that wasn't previously there. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I think there's other things as well. I think in a way we could maybe treat Die Rise like a Black Ops 4 remastered, but keep the full map there, but then just add to it. For example, down at the bottom of the map, put something there. I mean, why not put like an air? Why not put like at the bottom of the map? You could do something like Area 51, where it's just like sprinter zombies.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I mean that's a pretty
yeah.
like. I
Kind of
mean that'd be a
like
pretty
on the street level, like that could even be the beginning of the map too. Like you spawn
yeah.
in on the street and you call the elevator, and because the elevator's all the way at the top of the building, you got to wait for it to come down, 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 down. And so that's your like
Mhm.
lockdown, like teleporter, cool off kind of waiting period, right? And so then you get in
Yeah.
the elevator, you go in up to the top, and then round one starts. That would be really interesting.
That, mm. Or like do it kind of like even like if you're to like maybe like something like Forsaken maybe like
Right.
something like that. But I think that'd be cool. And obviously we know that PhD is going to
Oh,
actually be
100%.
a thing in this,
They
and
got to
that's a
do
good thing.
something different though to make it worth acquiring though, instead of just like, hey, let's just open up the room that the developers teased us with in the
Mhm.
last game. I think they're gonna make some kind of quest or some kind of Easter egg that will unlock PhD instead of just, okay, here you go, because I just feel like that would be
Yeah,
a really big missed opportunity to not have a quest for PhD in the Die Rise Remaster.
I reckon maybe you could interact with the machine at first and it does nothing, but then there's
Mm.
a quest you have to do to actually get it to work.
You gotta
Um,
like get the cord to plug in the machine to turn it on. Gotta collect all the
yeah,
bottles to restock the machine
yeah, or
and
something like
shit.
that.
You
Yeah,
know?
like if you, yeah, like something where you have to like actually build it, but have the machine there so it's like a bait. Like, oh, you're
Mm.
getting baited again.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's so many other things as well they could do for the map.
Oh
Um,
man, they could. You know
I
what else they could do is
think I
just
think I think this
throw
version
in
of
it.
Die Rise is gonna play really well.
Yeah, I mean it's
Oh,
Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, because of the way the game plays, is going to be really enjoyable to play Die Rise on it. And so,
yeah.
I mean, man, I think something they could do is just incorporate a bunch of different wonder weapons too. Not they don't have to be like super powerful wonder weapons either, like the Apothecary Servant on Die Rise or anything like that. But it could be something
Mhm.
as simple as, I don't know, the Winter's Howl or something like that, or something like unique and different, or maybe make their own wonder weapon of some kind. Like I don't know, there's just a lot of opportunity. And
Oh,
then
some.
yeah,
So I was gonna say something they could do as well, and like this is again just random ideas. Is how you had the helmets and Revelations?
right,
You could have some sort of like jumping jack helmet, and it made
jumping
it so
jack
you could
helmet.
like you could maybe jump higher. Like
Ooh,
you could jump higher and for longer. So it's kind of like you're gliding in a way, right? Or something like I think that'd be. I know there's limitations and stuff, obviously, but I think
I
that could be
mean,
something. That could be something they do. I again, there's because Die Rise is one of the maps where like it's Black Ops 2. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but with the right tweaks and stuff, just like Transit, because Transit and Die Rise could be buried. Like
mm,
they could be a buried if they were just like the changes were made properly and stuff to them.
yeah, that's an interesting
Um,
way to put it.
like because obviously I think buried is quite a popular map now. A lot
Mm,
of people like it, or the only people that don't like it are like, oh, it's too easy, and it's like, well,
mm.
I mean, we know it's an easier map.
It is, but
Um,
I mean, it's just a fun map to begin with. I mean, I don't care that it's like super easy compared to some of the other Black
has one
Ops
of
2 maps. It's just
yeah
nice
has
to play.
one of the best atmospheres in zombies,
Oh yeah,
and like the soundtrack and stuff of Buried as well is like
it's awesome.
yeah, and I don't know, I think they could incorporate things from like other like of the Victus maps, like
Mm-hmm.
not so much a Leroy, but maybe because I know obviously Die Rise it would be an awkward map to have like an ally on. Um,
I mean, even the Paralyzer could be really interesting to have in Die Rise, just
I
because
know,
of all the
yeah.
places you could just jump from back and forth. Use the Paralyzer to fly around. That could be interesting. And then, like piggybacking off your idea about the helmets, you could going back to the flesh. It could be a flesh helmet where it's just a bunch of rotting skin, kind of looks like a zombie with the helmet, but it kind of
Mm,
acts like that purple juggernog kind of a thing that like we had from Revelations and all that,
Revelations, yeah.
where it's like you take an extra hit,
Mm.
something like that.
Or I think something else as well. They could potentially do is I think a few zombie blood Easter eggs would fit the map well. Maybe like because obviously in the sense that like you have the flesh and stuff, and this whole thing about like eating the zombies and like
Right, right.
I could get a sense of like being camouflaged like by like hidden from the zombies by like having them all like all the blood and stuff over you, where
Right.
maybe again you could interact with a few other doors and what like kind of like how you can do it in Origins where you can make a zombie blood appear just as like a cool little like a little thing. Again, that's like a small
Okay.
thing that you could do.
That
Like
could even
something.
be yeah, a huge side Easter egg actually. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's another good idea.
Um, and like I think like, quality of life changes and stuff as well. I think it'd be nice if we had a smooth way to get to rotate both ways around the map because you know how
Yeah.
kind of like you're kind of forced to go one way.
Yeah. And then you
It'd be
kind of
nice
spend a
if
lot of
there's
time on the other building where like Pack-a-Punch and Juggernaut and all that is. You kind of spend a lot of time there when you don't
yeah
want to a lot of the time because all the buildables, or let me rephrase that, the trample steam, the main buildable you want to use to get from building to building is going to be in the other one.
yeah.
So yeah, and I get what you mean.
It's nice that they're making it so obviously like it works like Black Ops 3 where you pick up everything and that's it. There's no like running back and
Yeah.
forth and building. That's gonna be very beneficial.
Yeah, didn't they
Um
also mention zip lines too? I
yeah, I
remember
think so.
listening to Lex, I think on a live stream, or maybe it was YouTube, or I don't know what it was, but I think he was talking about zip lines too, to zip line back and forth between some of the buildings, which honestly should have been a thing in the original Die Rise, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I mean
Like,
to be
yeah,
fair as well is it's not like zip lines were like a revolutionary thing. I mean they've been in like every
no,
they've
they've
been
been
on a
in,
lot of zombie maps. I mean
yeah,
they were in Shinonuma, you know what I mean? Like to a certain
Shinonuma,
extent.
Tag der Toten. I mean, there's
Called
zombies
yeah.
maps, Call of the Dead. I mean, there's been a lot of
Mhm.
maps that have them.
So I think that'd be a cool idea. Um what else? What else could we add into Die Rise
What else
Remastered?
could we make for
Some
Die
sort of
Rise?
Johnny J.
Johnny J
Uh,
billboard Easter egg, of course.
yeah, that'd be a
Just
that'd be
outside
a
the map in some way, or maybe even a whole quest to unlock it, just like the space dog thing on Moon. It could totally
yeah.
be this quest to see the billboard outside the map.
Or like
Um,
if you look far into the distance, like round 50, like through a certain gap or whatever,
like the
like
monster
that's
Easter egg, yeah.
yeah. You see
Okay,
a giant Johnny J just like far away in the distance.
he's carrying the sign.
Yeah, his character.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Uh, or like even that, like Johnny J could be like the like kind of like the Moralton of like not the Moralton. That's a like he could be like hidden somewhere again behind certain doors and stuff because there's a lot of
Oh, so
doors in Die Rise.
like Marlton in Alpha Omega.
Yeah, like that, or like where you could interact with him and do things. You
I'm
know what I
creating
mean?
some sort of scheme back here. I'm gonna make sure that people know this map needs to be remastered. And
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
like that could be like things like that, right? And I
Yeah.
think it just hit the map so well since there's so many doors that don't lead anywhere, and if they want to try and keep the flow of the map roughly the same,
Mhm.
just have it so that like you can interact with them at least. And I kind of
Oh,
like
dude, you could totally make this map cursed too. Like, I know
oh yeah,
Lex
hundred
has a lot
percent.
of those cursed map playthroughs of Die Rise, Mob of the Dead, things like that. You could totally have an Easter egg like remember the Shadows of Evil Noir Easter egg where you
Yeah.
turn everything black and white? It could be something like that, where because Lex has all these cursed videos on his channel for the Black Ops 2 maps, do a side
Mhm.
Easter egg where it's you turn it on to turn on cursed mode. And you have all
Oh
this
yeah,
crazy shit. So that
and
could be fun
like
too.
I think things as well they could just add in are like quality of life changes that Cold War had, like a
Mm.
rampage user. I mean that'd be cool. Just
Dude,
like
exfil
little
too. You know what
exfil.
exfil could be? Instead of the fucking helicopter, it could be rappelling down the side of the building. So like you go to the
Yeah.
spawn area for your exfil extraction, and then once the timer's lit, you got your rope tied and you're going down the building, you're like rappelling down, ba 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 ba, shooting some
Mhm.
zombies, and like you get in a truck and drive away or something. Like that would be really sick. Something totally different. I don't know what kind of budget they have. I don't know what's going on there. We're just throwing out ideas. We're just throwing out
Mhm.
ideas.
I think I don't know. I think for the base map and the way you play it, I think have the same enemy types, right?
Sure.
But I think it'd be cool if there was like a side Easter egg where you'd get rewarded, but it spawned in a bunch of things that weren't on the map.
Right.
I don't know exactly, like not obviously not like a Brutus or something.
Maybe
You know,
like a Megaton or something.
yeah, well, I was thinking like a Mimic. I think a Mimic would suit the
Mimic.
map quite well. Like,
Hmm.
imagine if you Mimic's been spawned in, or like, I don't know, because obviously Die Rise doesn't have like any certain enemies. I don't know. Does the Avogadro
You know
get
what? You could
destroyed in
add the
trans?
Avogadro. I don't think the Avogadro gets destroyed. I
I
don't
think they
know,
just kind of leave
actually. I think
them.
he's just kind of. I don't know, actually. That's a good
You know,
question.
do
But
you all know something that I found out, and I mean, at least I think this is it. You
hmm,
know, the Avogadro in Alpha Omega and the one in Transit are different.
I I just don't know, man. I just don't know about that.
No, like
I
it's like what's it? I thought they were the same, obviously, because I thought he got sent to Transit,
see.
but
That's what
no,
I'm thinking. How are they different
supposedly
though?
they supposedly they're different like entities. Even though like yeah, I know.
I don't. I don't
I
get
don't
it.
understand either. Someone corrected me saying like, "Oh yeah, they're different.
I don't get it.
They're not."
I don't get it.
Well, anyway, you could have him sent over, right?
Hmm.
Or you know what you could do if you really wanted to piss off people? You could add in the elemental Nova crawlers, like some of them into
Yeah.
the map, like that.
I don't think they'd want to do that, considering the people working on the project they didn't really like Alpha Omega too much from what I understand. So I don't think they would want to do that to people.
No, no, they don't. They don't want to add that. Well,
Uh
if they want to add the new Wonder Weapons, I think the ray gun Mark II and the variants would be like a cool,
Now
or
I'll
even
give
like
you
a.
that though. That'd be dope.
I think that would suit the map quite well.
Hmm.
Again, you know, since it's remastered, we don't have to like
The
take
best
super into
part,
like. It's like they can add stuff that doesn't like doesn't make sense as a story, but it's just there for more gameplay fun.
sure.
So even if there's just a quest for a ray gun Mark II, because that's like that's like everyone's favorite gun other than the liquefier, which will
Hmm.
obviously be in the map. I don't think they go down the route of elemental liquefiers because like you don't really need to.
Yeah,
Maybe an upgrade quest for it where like you get because obviously you know
sure.
how you have like the how you get the standard liquefier and then
Hmm.
there's the unpatched version that you can get in the standard Die Rise by shooting
Okay.
that billboard. So yeah, there's a. Do you know you can get the unpatched liquefier in Die Rise?
Is there like a glitch way to do it then?
So there's a billboard, and you shoot it 10 times.
You're pulling my leg
That's it.
here.
No, I'm not. I honestly, I'm not.
I mean, if the Easter egg is literally shooting a billboard, you could then totally
No,
make
like
the fucking Johnny J Die Rise Remastered billboard the Easter egg quest to upgrade this
yeah.
liquefier. That could go so well
Honestly,
hand in hand.
like there, if for some reason if you shoot this thing 10 times, the slick fire becomes unpatched. Honestly, it's a weird fact that was only found out this year. To the best of my knowledge, like I swear on my mom's life, to the best of my knowledge,
I
it is
gotta
a
look at
genuine
this.
thing.
The fuck? That's so weird. I gotta look at that.
Honestly, right?
Mhm.
So they could do a quest where you actually upgrade it. Maybe you change the color of it from like the pink to like a blue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that, kind of like the KT4 upgrade.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool as well. I think what else do we need in this amazing
I'll tell you
map?
what they need is custom perks. Custom perks like
Yeah,
Vigor Rush, Snail's
yeah,
Pace Slurpee, things like that that we've seen in other maps. Those would be awesome perks to have, especially because with Die Rise and how kind of close quarters some of the hallways can be. Snail's Pace Slurpee could be a really cool perk to slow down some of the zombies as you're trying to get by and nudge your way through the hallway if it's a crowded
yeah.
hallway or something like that. And then Vigor Rush is like my favorite custom perk of all time, just because I just think it's a really cool concept. It's like double tap without it being double tap, and then it's explosive pellets, and then you get a shitload of points from Vigor Rush. Like it's
Mm.
really cool. It's a really, really cool perk.
Well, on that as well, I think what you could do is you could add in like you know how in what's the best way to describe it? Probably Extinction. You know, in Extinction you can search through like piles of junk and stuff and find things like weapon attachments and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think you could do something like that where you go through, you can find cash lying around to use in certain parts. And I think another cool little Easter egg they could potentially do. And I don't I don't know to like what like I don't know how you incorporate it is just a simple interact Easter egg, not like the door one where you interact a few times and then you get it. Like something where it's like you interact with, let's say, like George Romero, you can interact with his glasses.
Yeah.
Like as like a tribute. I know. Obviously, he's in Call of the Dead, or like he got this tribute in Tag or Totem.
Right.
But I think since it's obviously like zombies is like kind of like his thing, and we wouldn't have it.
What could be like a Jimmy Zielinski tribute then?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Lines.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like you could have like one of them, and you could just you could. Remember when he tweeted out something? What was it? Who was it? David Vonderhart that tweeted "Buried's a great map" or something, and then Jimmy Zielinski said tweeted like, "I got fired because of that map." Or something.
Oh,
he tweeted something like that, because I think that's what like ended up. That's why they changed like the direction and stuff. But yeah,
wow.
That's something.
Funny.
I know some people want a grappling hook in it. I don't think that's necessary.
Nah.
I think like that's just like
just don't need it. You just don't need it because if they're already gonna add things like zip lines and then add extra parkour elements and add things like that, you really don't need it. I mean, I feel like the reason why people are saying that they want a grappling hook is because there was one in Outbreak and people liked it in Outbreak, but you don't need it in Die Rise Remastered. Just give us some extra parkour and some extra stuff to do.
I think we need a specialist weapon for the map. I think that'd be cool.
You think so?
I think so, and I think it has to be the Annihilator because it fit the map really well.
Thanks.
That's a good meme.
That's a good.
That's meme. A good. Yes, that's that's what Jason Blundell said about the Zombie Chronicle maps. He said, "Oh yes, the Annihilator." Okay, well here's an idea for a specials weapon, right? And it completely up to them, but they want to have it in, right? So you know the jet gun. The jet gun, right? Let's say for some reason you can build the jet gun, but instead of it breaking, it's like the Ragnarok. It's like the Ragnarok something where you have the cooldown, the timer, but you just pull it out, and it's just like a monster. Like it'll just like destroy everything in its path. I would be okay with that. That sounds awesome, actually. Obviously, since it's like a specialist weapon, it doesn't really like it doesn't. I mean, it's just something additional they could add to the Easter egg. So, and you can make it so it was balanced by having the cooldown. I don't know. Having the cooldown, yeah. It would have to be a fairly long cooldown, kind of like how like Frenzied Guard in Cold War has the longest cooldown out of any of the field upgrades. Yeah. Like it could be something along those lines where the jet guns cooldown is pretty long. Yeah, and what you could do as well is you can make it so it didn't work like Black Ops 4 where you pull out your specialist weapon and you're safe. Oh, and like, all the zombies fly away. Yeah, it could be like you pull it out like it's like a little animation or something. So if you're in a corner, you die because if you try to pull it out. When it comes to an animation like that, I don't think like they would add that because not an animation like the pull out time even off it. Like like when pulling it out, you could be like even that though because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't like that just because if you recall back in Black Ops 3's life cycle when they reintroduced the death machine into the game. The death machine took fucking forever to pull out and then use, and people were complaining about that. That's why when you pick up the death machine now, they made it so that it's just right away you pull it up. So I don't think they would add something like that just because Black Ops 3 has already received that kind of level of criticism when it comes to the death machine and other things like that. But I think I do agree with the fact that when you pull it out, it's not gonna fucking make all the zombies fly away like in Black Ops 4, but you can still pull it out, and then that's so broken. I don't know how it too is that it despawns the zombies, doesn't kill them. No, so it despawns them. Grab a shitload of points off of that if you play your cards right. Like it's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, like I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to see added? Like at all? I know we've been over quite a lot of stuff that we'd like potentially to be in the map. I mean, I think you gave a shitload of great ideas. The flesh kind of door Easter egg and all that. I think that's my favorite one that you've said, honestly, because that could be really fun. And then the
like the jumping jack spider bait kind of thing. That'd be really sweet. Yeah, I don't know. There could be so many things they could potentially do with the map. Honestly, what I'm looking forward to is the stuff that we're not even talking about, right? The stuff that they are figuring out and the stuff that they are doing creatively
Yeah.
to show us. Some sort of hidden Easter egg or some sort of hidden feature that, they're just kind of keep it on the back burner, waiting for people to experience it and play it for themselves when it comes to this map. I also feel like when it comes to Die Rise Remastered in a way with this, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting some Leviathan vibes from this, where
Yeah.
it's such a big community thing where people are really looking forward to this. People, oh, Mr. T Lexify, big guy in the zombies community, he's kind of spearheading this. Whoa, that's neat. And then the custom mappers have had a tried and true history of making good quality stuff. So I don't know. To me, I just feel like it's another Leviathan situation where people are gonna really enjoy this map, and this is gonna be something that will hopefully carry us a little bit when it comes to the community for a short period of time. I mean, it's not gonna
Yeah,
be.
it's like one of them little boosts that you kind of get. Like,
Yeah,
I've
the
that.
community will have a tiny little spike, and then like okay, we'll go back to this kind of humdrum where we are right now. Um, but yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I really hope they
Hmm.
do a great job with it. And I believe it was Zella the other day who was doing a development stream for Die Rise Remastered, publicly sharing some of the development process. And he was working on the spawn room when I tuned in, and it looks great. It looks really
Hmm.
nice to look at. I mean, again, comparing Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3, obviously Black Ops 3 is going to be better to look at. But
Obviously, yeah. And
the
I think it's worth
skybox
praising.
too is really nice. They did a
I think
really, really
yeah.
good job with it.
I think like something like not on topic, but on the topic of Black Ops 3 as well, is how nice the game looks despite it being like 8 years old now, or like 7 years
Right?
old. Like
Right?
you go into it, right, and like with mods and stuff, you could play like a map that was based on like cold like the Cold War theme, like
Mm,
like with the Cold War weapons and stuff.
right.
And I mean, you could tell the difference, but they look pretty similar to like, what I mean. And man, like even like just playing the game, it's so like I know
Dude,
people
you
say it all the time. It's
you could
so
even play
smooth.
a fucking Minecraft or Lego themed map that will look amazing just because
The colors from Black Ops 3 are
yeah, the
just so like
colors, the
appealing.
mod tools, the just everything about it. I mean, you take a look at some of these Minecraft maps, they're really cool. They're really cool because you go, wow, someone was able to make this kind of feel like Minecraft in zombies, or like
Yeah.
even something like the Five Nights at Freddy's maps too. Wow,
Oh, I
this is Five Nights at Freddy's.
the Five Nights at Freddy's free one was
Yeah,
really
I haven't played
nice.
that one yet, but I've seen some gameplay and that looks really cool. I definitely want to check it out.
Um, yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, yeah, man. Like I've not played a lot of customs at the moment, just because I've been doing other stuff with the
Hmm.
channel,
Yeah,
and obviously there's all like the issues with playing like zombies on PC. I know there's ways
yeah,
around it,
I
and
know.
I take all the precautions for the most part. But at the
Hmm.
same time, it's like so much effort just to play the game.
And that's the problem, dude. Like, so many people are going to be so turned off by playing Black Ops 3 because people are just idiots in this world and they can't leave people alone and they have to try to ruin people because, they're just evil. That's just the only way to put it. I mean,
Yeah,
anyone who's like a hacker or a scammer or anything along those lines that want to just take advantage of people who are innocent and people just trying to get through, play a video game, or I'm not even talking about video games at this point, but like some of these like call center scammers, right? That are
yeah.
just absolute just there's really not a one word I can use to describe it. It's just disgusting.
It's
It's
just
just
shitty, isn't it? Yeah, it's
it's just
not.
disgraceful. Like how do you live with yourself? How do you sleep at night knowing that, oh, I'm about to steal money from a 70-year-old person? Oh, I'm going to, steal this person's identity. Oh, I'm going to, it's like you're only thinking about the short-term temporary gain of just, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get money and I'm gonna do whatever, right? But at the end of the day, it'll catch up. It'll catch up to you. You will hopefully feel that guilt, and maybe if you don't, then you better get fucking right. You better get fucking right with God or whatever you believe in, because that there's a special place in hell for people like you that don't feel guilt at the end of the day when it comes to things like that.
I know it's I don't man, it's just I don't know. I don't know why we're there with that. Like the zombies community isn't that big in the grand scheme of things. I don't know why
Right.
some people choose to like fuck up other people's like time and like
Right.
like you're saying like steal like info from their PCs and stuff and all that. What we really need, well, one is just people like that not to exist, and two, we need Black Ops
A digital bill of rights.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, we need Treyarch to fix their game because they're supposed to do that anyway.
Legally, by law, they're supposed to fix the fucking game, as I've covered in that video I made with Joker Alex a few months ago. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link down below in the description so you guys can watch it, because it's one of the most informative videos I've ever made, and it's something that you guys need to watch if you play Black Ops 3 on PC. Basically, long story short, Activision is obligated to fix this on a legal level. Steam should not even be selling Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World at War, all these other games, COD 4. They shouldn't be selling these games right now, because each of those games are having the same problems, the same exploits of people getting in, and it's a real security threat if you play the game online. And of course, like we said, the ways to fix this are two ways. Number one, you get the patch, or number two, you just put your Steam client offline and play offline, So
the only alternative is plutonium, isn't it? Like that's the only way.
That's another one too. But I was just talking specifically about like if you wanted to like play the actual version of it if you don't have plutonium, right?
Yeah.
Plutonium's another one too. That's a good option.
I think what needs to happen, or like what would be good to happen, is if plutonium or Black Ops 3 came to plutonium. Right. I know there's things that would like affect that. I don't know how mod tools would work.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think maybe we'd have to download it through Steam and then play on like actually like the plutonium version. That's like the only thing I could think of. For
actually,
that thing.
Now that you mention it, I think I know just off the top of my head. I don't know if this is like 100% confirmed. Like, ooh, this is the reason why plutonium Black Ops 3 doesn't exist. But the first thing that popped into my mind was the store and the liquid diviniums and the like black market and things like that, because that's a fully monetized system that I feel like Activision would take up arms with, which is actually kind of funny to think about, right? Because I feel like if you were to make a plutonium Black Ops 3, and because of how big the monetary transactional systems are in that game, having indie developers take that system and mess with it and make it so that people maybe have an easier time earning things that aren't monetized and things like that. I feel as if Activision would want to monetize those features, whereas the modders wouldn't want to. So
the only argument I would have to that is obviously with Black Ops 2 you have like your DLC like skin packs and stuff.
Oh, I know, but at least with those you pay for what you get, right?
Yeah.
So because Activision loved the gambling aspect of it before in the past, and they love that. And like
obviously they can't do that anymore.
Like,
so if they can have any like grasp of doing that at all, I mean the only other argument I would have is that like X Labs, that's another client you can use to play games. Like you have Ghost, you have Advanced Warfare, and with games like that, what you can do, which is similar to plutonium, is you can just unlock everything. Like if you want to go into Advanced Warfare on X Labs, you can unlock every variant, and it's just like private servers and stuff.
Okay,
but it wouldn't surprise me though. It wouldn't surprise me if they're like, no, we want money. We're not fixing the game.
Well, I mean, see, I didn't know about that X Labs thing, so maybe you're right about that.
But no, like that's something there, right? But that's with Advanced Warfare, which isn't as a popular game as
I can understand the same logic would apply to Black Ops 3, though. Like, I get what you mean. And there's already clients and there's already things you can install for Black Ops 3 to get a shitload of liquid divinium anyways. So, Yeah, no, I guess you're right about that. Yeah. So I don't know then.
Something off topic, and I just think it's cool. You know how Xbox, like Xbox One and beyond that, has backwards compatibility with 360 games.
Yeah, yeah.
There's actually an emulator you can get now on the Xbox to play all the previous Xbox 360 games. Because there's limits and stuff, but now there's an emulator where you can play literally every game that you want.
I like the sound of that.
I don't know how long until it gets deleted, or if they do delete it, because I don't think it's like Microsoft confirmed. But I mean, I don't know. I might play some last gen Black Ops 3. Who knows?
Last gen Black Ops 3. There we go.
Last gen Black Ops. Actually, commenting on that, is last gen Black Ops 3 on Zombie World Records?
No, absolutely not. I refuse to believe that last gen Black Ops 3 is on ZWR. I refuse to believe that. I mean, here's the thing: if last gen Black Ops 3 is ever going to be on ZWR, it would just be under the normal Black Ops 3 categories. I feel like, because you're still playing Black Ops 3, it's just on a worse version of it. You know. So
but I don't know, would they accept that? Because the games, because it's not like last gen Advanced Warfare, like next gen Advanced Warfare. The games are so drastically different in terms of updates and like content.
Sure, but I mean, I feel like there would be a couple of categories they would accept. Like, okay, maybe not super high round categories, right? Where, let's say, for example, if Shadows of Evil on last gen Black Ops 3 has the pre-patch Apothicon Servant, you know, maybe they don't want to do the super high rounds for those. Like maybe the starting room challenges. Like, what would be wrong with that? Or like, I don't
even think that Black Ops 3 last gen has the update where the Gobblegum machine is on all the locations. I think it might. Because Black Ops 3 when it came out was a very different game. Remember how fucking weird that was?
That's true.
Remember how weird that the Gobblegum was to move around as well?
That's true. Yeah, and I hated that.
Do you remember? Oh yeah, it was so bad.
And it cost 500 points to get a Gobblegum instead of free?
Yeah, that's true. There was the on round 2 zombies would start sprinting.
Yes.
When the game first came out, and they would swipe you so fast. There was
Yep, I remember that.
Obviously there's like the Widow's Wine grenade where you could like hold out the grenade
and the blast furnace.
Yeah, and the blast furnace.
Oh my god, the hell out of that strategy. That was so much fun.
The ammo type mods, the ammo types meta was so fucking heavy. You remember when Deadwire did nothing?
Right.
Yeah, when Deadwire did. Turn was the best one. Turn was the best one to have.
Yeah,
I think it was because it actually like did stuff.
And now Deadwire is just, if you don't have Deadwire, what are you doing?
Yeah, like what's
Deadwire blast furnace? That's all you need. That's all you need now.
I remember a lot of like weird little things that had happened in maps for ages. Like, you know, in Shadows of Evil, there was you know, when you're going to like the is it the waterfront? I think. You know when like you're making your way to like, the boxing gym, right? But you're doing it from just outside the spawn room. So you know you go past that perk bottle that indicates what perks and what area. There'd be awful lag in that area, right? Like you go down to like 2 frames a second, and it's like a general problem. That's one of the things I remember about like early Black Ops 3 days, and like I don't know. I like talking about early Black Ops 3 days.
You know one of the funniest things that I always look back on pretty fondly in the early Black Ops 3 days is everyone trying to find the Apothicon Servant upgrade. And when Jason Blundell was interviewing Noah J, or Noah J was interviewing Jason Blundell, and Jason Blundell went, "You can't upgrade the Apothicon Servant in Shadows of Evil, right?" And Noah J was like, "Oh." And then the only maps that were out at that point were Shadows, the Giant, and Die Rise
Remastered. Yeah.
And I vividly remember Noah J on Die Rise Remastered looking around, is like, the bird, the crow. Like, we shoot the crow, and is this part? Is like, guys, it's just the funniest thing, man. This
is obviously back when like the mod menu wasn't a thing,
right?
And you could really look into the files and stuff. I'm like, if in current day you could look through that and be like, there's no.
And then Jason Blundell said, "Yeah, we'll see the stabs again," and then they were on Revelations.
Yeah,
but we do have
I
Zombies
know
Chronicles.
Chronicles. I know that's true.
So
One
it
thing,
could be both. Teaser for both.
a great memory I have, and it's more just like how like fucking like just how memeable it is, right? So Infinite Warfare, Zombies isn't doing too well, right? The next map to come out is Challenge Shuffle, right? And they release an update, right? And they leak the ending cutscene for the map 2 weeks early. they leak the ending cutscene for the map 2 weeks early. And I remember how distorted it was because I seen it. I seen the ending cutscene. It was a distorted like version of it, but it was the cutscene. It was the cutscene, and that was fantastic. And something I don't know, like,
but I mean,
I miss that era,
dude. Like, those were the golden days of zombies, and that's just irrefutable. From the time Black Ops 3 came out, late 2015 to 2017, were the golden ages of zombies. You know, 2018 and Black Ops 4. You know, for me personally, that was the start of my golden age of just making content. Like Black Ops 4 to Cold War was like my content gold age right now as it stands. I got a lot of history left on my channel, but if we're looking at this in the microcosm of what's going on, it's like I feel like everyone has their own personal like, wow, this was fucking awesome. Wow, this is like the greatest thing ever. But for a community as a whole, it's irrefutable that what would be past gold? The platinum days of the zombies community would be 2015 to 2017.
So like I think wait, let me look.
Because I mean, dude, I will never forget how excited I was. 2016, the first Z House, Gorod Krovi coming out, and the hype around the map. And watching the Smith plays, watching Mr. T Lexify, watching MC Sports Talk, you know, watching all the dudes.
Right? So like all like the peak. So I think I'm gonna go through like when like Call of Duty games come out, and we're gonna rank them as like platinum, gold, silver, and just like shit, right? Bronze. We're gonna bronze, right? Bronze,
okay,
right? Or for Vanguard, we'll call them shit, right? So I think World at War for me was I didn't play COD back then, so it doesn't really matter. But I imagine that was like
that in like the bronze tier, just because it's just starting out. Like everything is just starting out. It's kind of new. It's kind of experimental.
Then Black Ops 1 I think would be gold.
Silver.
I think.
I'm telling you. Look here. I'm telling you why it's silver because that's when the game started taking off in popularity.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And then Black Ops 2, I would say. So you have to acknowledge Transit and Die Rise are both on the game, but I still think that's like gold, almost platinum.
Totally gold, because that's when the community really started to see the heavyweights pop up and give relevancy to this niche genre.
And then I'm gonna say that the Ghost era and Exo Zombie era was also gold, but more leaning towards silver, right? Not because of the content, but that's when the community started like building up, and then Advanced Warfare and the Black Ops 3 trailers, that's when it like fucking skyrocketed, right?
Right. So now we're getting up to like really good gold, and then Black Ops 3 platinum,
and I would even say like Infinite Warfare is a game like in terms of content, I would say is silver going up to gold, but we had Black Ops 3 then, and then obviously we had Zombies Chronicles in between Infinite Warfare. Platinum. So I think that era in general, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Platinum, that era.
Because you think about it this way: if we're just talking about the community and the state of how people were at the time, it's just very clear that that's just the best of the best of how the community came together. I'm not talking about the games individually, because we all know that Infinite Warfare still to this day is extremely underrated, and it has a shitload of good content in the game. You know, it makes me sad that I actually missed out on seeing all this stuff for the first time, and it took me till last year. Actually about a year ago around this time was I was playing all the other Infinite Warfare Zombies maps for the first time. So like, it kind of makes me wish I had actually gone back and done that, because Mr. Lee Ross there had a good creative vision for zombies, and it's actually kind of criminal that he wasn't able to continue his vision in the next Infinity Ward game.
I know it. I know. I would have loved to see what he could have made.
Which, by the way, the invitation is still out there for Mr. Ross to come on the podcast.
The invitation is still out there.
Still out there. You know, there. we haven't conversed in a little while, Mr. Ross, but we still got the invitation out there. Our door's open.
Our door is open. But like I mean, I would love to talk to him about like just Infinite Warfare and stuff, and like the ideas behind like the maps.
Yeah,
I think Infinite Warfare did as good a job as Black Ops 3 in terms of themes and making maps feel different.
Yeah.
If not, I'd say Infinite Warfare did a better job, because you got Zombies in Spaceland, Raven the Redwoods, Shallow and Shuffle, right, and then obviously Attack on the Radioactive thing, and Beast from Beyond. You know, it feels different to the rest. It's there. It feels different to the rest of them, right? Not hitting on the map or anything.
Dude, the Beast from Beyond is like the transit of Infinite Warfare, though. Like, I just can't get into the map at all. I
hate getting set up on it.
It's just not my thing. The rest of the maps are great. I enjoy the map, all the other maps a lot, actually. I know some people don't like Attack of the Radioactive thing, but I actually don't see a problem with it. I have fun. I think that map.
I think that map's maybe aged really well, all things considered. But yeah, going back to era and stuff, right?
Sure.
What would you class like World War II? Because I'm countering in like the Black Ops 4 hype before, you know, things came out that, you know, before like the game came out, people didn't like it.
World War II would be like,
I remember that being quite dry.
I would say like silver.
Bit more leaning towards bronze.
Yeah, well, the reason why I would say silver there is because like the community there was not nothing, right?
No,
because
the Final Reich was really good. People really liked the Final Reich,
right?
And then the Darker Shore came out, and I was like,
right. And I think that's where we can rank World War II specifically as a bronze at that point. But I mean, as a community, we were still doing pretty good despite the World War II stuff. I mean, we just coming off the second Z House in 2017. World War II just came out. People were highly anticipating Treyarch's next game. So I feel like there was something still built up there. There's something still crazy. It wasn't entirely like flaccid as we see kind of nowadays, where things are just not hyped, things are just not, everyone's kind of doomer mentality kind of a thing right now. But yeah,
I coming off that point, right?
Oh,
Discord being weird.
Discord did something weird. Anyways, move on.
Discord, but like, yeah, I think in terms of like that can like be where when World War II came out, it had the Final Reich, it had Groston House, it had a new class system. I know the armor wasn't something people were like a fan of. It had 2 Easter eggs, the hardcore and then the casual one. I think that is a Discord's dying again. It was a pretty strong like map for the game, even when it first came out. And then
that's the thing. It started off well.
When the Darker Shore came out, that's when it started going downhill. Even for the maps that came out after that were quite good, except the Tortured Path at least.
Yeah, I mean, World War II did start out fairly well. Golden House was not bad for what it was worth. It was a challenging map, though.
No. Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean, the game, like World War II, for what it's worth, a lot of it wasn't bad because it was its own fault. Obviously, Black Ops 4 had Voyage of Despair. And DLC 3 or 2, can't remember which one. It was supposed to be set on a big boat. I think it was DLC 3. It was supposed to be set on a ship.
that was the Tortured Path, where it was like go to different regions. It was weird.
The first outbreak.
The first outbreak that wasn't very good.
For the first time.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Tortured Path at all.
And then the Black Ops 4 came out, and it was like platinum for like a week, and then it just dropped off because the game, people really liked the game
everyone
for a
started
while.
crashing.
Yeah, and it wasn't getting better. Even for I had never crashed, and I'm pretty sure you never crashed either, did you?
I crashed like once, and like that was
but that's to be expected. Like you're gonna crash like once in a while in every game, right? But now, funnily enough, Black Ops 4 is one of the most stable zombie games. Funnily enough,
ironic.
Like Yeah, and then like I remember obviously that was fine. Then Dead of the Night came out with no marketing, and I would say that's like bronze. Ancient Evil is a good map, but the community in general was just in a bronze state. And then
Right.
Alpha Omega came out, and that was like for Ether,
That
it brought it
actually
back to silver.
excited a lot of people when Alpha Omega came
Yeah,
out. That brings it back up to
I would
silver.
say it brings us back to the silver and tagged token. I think ending off on like a silver near gold because the ending was like quite emotional.
Yeah.
And then I would say in halfway through not halfway through Modern Warfare, the fucking build up to Cold War is awful. But like then when the trailers actually started coming out and the Black Ops Cold War zombie trailer came out and you had that little teaser where it had like the jug jingle and stuff and you see the machine or whatever, that was like
a lot of
platinum.
hype. A lot of hype.
That
for
was
Juggernog.
That was platinum because it gave the community like, okay, they're listening, they know we want the perks back, blah blah blah. And then Cold War came out, and I would say Cold War is pretty much like platinum going to gold, like it was either gold going to platinum or platinum going to gold. I think Cold War in general's life cycle was.
I would say honestly that would be gold. And the reason why I would say not platinum is because
Black Ops 3 is the thing.
Because the Black Ops 3 and how excited people were for Black Ops 3.
Yeah, that's true.
You're talking about with Cold War. So many people have already kind of moved on from the whole zombies thing, just in general too. And you know, you have all these newer faces, newer players in the community trying to establish their footing in the now overly saturated market of everything that's happening. And people are consuming content at an alarming rate that I feel like people take things for granted when it comes to content nowadays. And so that kind of prevents us in a way from reaching those platinum levels of excitement that we used to have because people just consume for the sake of consuming nowadays. And they don't care if something is good or bad. So
that's true.
In a way, you getting into the psychology of the community a little bit, when it comes to the content we were given for Black Ops Cold War, platinum, absolutely. One of my favorite games of all time. When it comes to just the community in general, it was very hype. It was very excited. People really enjoyed it, but not quite the levels of Black Ops 3. And I would think just as overall a community consensus, I would assume.
Yeah. So, I would say maybe more gold. I would say we had bits of platinum in it, like, you know, obviously when we had Firebase Z and then we had Outbreak come out like only a little bit later and stuff, and that was quite like exciting. I think
I feel like season 3 was like the lowest point for Black Ops Cold War because season 3 for zombies off the top of my head only had toxic growth
weapons
and like a couple of weapons.
Oh yeah,
maybe an Outbreak region.
Oh, that was awful.
Maybe that was like season 3 reloaded or something with the Outbreak region. That was like Duga, I think, is what came out. That was like the lowest point for zombies in that life cycle. But dude, season 4, 5, and 6 in a row were so fucking good for zombies. 4, 5, and 6 were the best seasons for zombies, hands down, for Cold War.
Then Vanguard came out, and that brought
then Vanguard came out. Now we're bronze. We are currently in a bronze. We're rusting actually right now.
Okay, I would argue as of right now, right? We're going for another nostalgia phase. I don't know. I'm speaking for myself. I'm going for another nostalgia phase where I'm enjoying playing the game just for playing it again, making content on it, right? So for me, I would say it's a silver going to gold. Like
for you personally.
For me personally, yeah. Like I'm enjoying playing the games. I enjoy going back to them. Enjoy making videos, stuff like that. So I would say that for me personally. But who's to say in a month's time I won't be sick of the game again?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm talking about just specifically in the context of where the entire community is at right now. I mean, what would be below bronze? Like stone,
copper.
We're like rusting away. Because I mean, just look at what's happening right now. I mean, we even talked about earlier all the fucking hackers. Everyone's arguing constantly on Twitter about stupid shit. People hate each other. People just they're kind of elitist, kind of arrogant people that just like people don't want to be a part of this community because people are just weird. People are just weirdos about it. It's just
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you all doing at the end of the day? Like, I get it. We have a podcast. We're critical about things. We debate things, you know, and some people might give the argument, well, that's all we're doing too. We're debating and giving our feedback on things. But some of you people have vitriol for no reason. Some of you people just argue on Twitter just to fucking argue on Twitter. And that's what's so dangerous to me about just the overall psyche of a society, and of part of how the West is disintegrating right before our very eyes. So yeah, I just I don't know, man. It's weird. I really hope that Treyarch 2024 is able to bring us back up to at least like silver, at least.
Well, here's the thing,
if
right?
not
Here's
gold.
the thing. Here's the thing, right? They've had more time in this game than they did Cold War,
True.
and I think they have a sense of direction now compared to Black Ops 4.
Assuming, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Assuming that Activision hasn't pulled them to work on Warzone 2.0 right now. Assuming that, right?
Hopefully not, right? But due to the success of Cold War Zombies, at least, and the potential of Outbreak, I think maybe they've been given a bit more of a benefit of that, right? But keeping in mind, Cold War Zombies, super rushed, came out. The only thing that was missing, if anything, was like some content, even though it's one of the most content-filled games now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Black Ops 5, whatever it's called, Black Ops, whatever it's called, right? I think it comes out, and I think it does well for a week, dies down a little, but then it does well. But at the same time, we're talking about, I know we're not talking about Infinity Ward, right? But we're talking about a development studio that, not development, we're talking about, okay, Activision as a company, right? They have games like Modern Warfare 2, right? Where they have people working on it for 3 years with 3,000 developers, and there's not been like one new map yet.
Like, yeah, no.
I don't think there's been a new map yet. No. I know that museum maps come back out, or is coming out
potentially.
Potentially because of like copyright stuff or whatever was that about. I don't know. And I know they're going to market that as a new map. They're going to have that, and then they're going to have like that map from World at War that we see in a castle that we see in Vanguard.
They're going to that castle is going to be part of the new Ashika Island Warzone map.
But it's also going to be a multiplayer map as well, isn't it?
We don't know yet. Right now, all we know is that the castle is going to be on Ashika Island, which people, they're bringing back Resurgence. People asked about Resurgence, trying to bring that back since they got rid of Rebirth Island. So we have Ashika Island coming out now, which is going to be bigger than Rebirth. Maybe a little bit smaller than Fortune's Keep, maybe, just looking at the map and judging the size.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, that's really all Season 2 has going for it, is just a new Warzone map.
Well, I mean, I don't see myself playing.
As far as where we're right now, I mean, we are recording the podcast before Activision releases the Season 2 overall roadmap blog post kind of thing. I guess we'll cover that in the next episode when that comes out.
Yeah.
But, like, right now it's just the Warzone 2.0 map. Which, I don't know. It looks cool. It's got that Japanese kind of aesthetic, so all the weeaboos are going to like that. And that's really what we got going on. The cover operator actually for Season 2 is Ronin from Modern Warfare 2019. So they're also rehashing old operators, not even making new characters. They're just making the new content, things we've already seen before. Which is just dumb that this is their modus operandi operandi, however you pronounce it.
I think the best thing to come out of Modern Warfare 2 is DMZ. Like, in terms of the game mode.
And see, that's what I'm looking forward to about Ashika Island. DMZ on Al Mazrah gets really boring after a while because of how big Al Mazrah is.
The gameplay premise for it is such a good idea. Like, obviously, it's like Escape from Tarkov. As time goes on, it will only get better.
Right.
I know some people are upset about the wipe. I think
actually, because it's dumb.
Yeah,
I just stupid. For the people who've already completed those challenges, you're already wiped. Just make it easier for the people who haven't fucking completed it yet. Just like they did for the camo grind, right? What was it, back in Black Ops 4? They just lowered the numbers for the people who haven't fucking done the thing yet. Why do we got to wipe everybody? And the reason why they're going to wipe everybody is so that they get more people to play the game, because they know not a lot of people are playing the game right now. That's literally it. And then they're taking away all the contraband weapons too. What the fuck's the point of that? People went into the game and they're using weapons that they like to use. Like,
it needs the game needs a functioning.
The game needs a population, is what they're trying to do.
It needs that, but it needs a marketplace in the menu, like to sell your items and buy stuff. It needs a shop system outside of DMZ itself, like every other game. Like it's
kind of like the CS:GO kind of a deal.
No, not so much like that. I mean, well, it could be like that in the sense where you have items that you can exchange with other players for in-game currency that you can use to buy other stuff or whatever, right?
Sure.
But the game needs a system where you can sell stuff you find in game outside of game, and then buy weapons to use in game in a shop. It needs a system where it rotates with items that you can buy to use in DMZ. Like, you know how you can buy stuff from the shop in DMZ?
Right.
It needs a system where you can save currency outside of the game and then buy weapons that maybe you couldn't get in game or like are rare in game, and you can use them. But if you lose them, you know, you're taking a risk by taking them good weapons in. Like
see, like what you're saying is a good idea, and I agree with you 100%. Activision just wouldn't do that because they know they can just put more effort into the store. They can just put more effort into the bundles. They can put more effort into monetizing everything else, and they're not going to work on any kind of extra quality of life change like that for players because they're just not going to. I mean, they said they're going to nerf the AI in DMZ too, all the bots, because they are super fucking powerful still. But I'll see it. Believing is seeing, I guess, right? I'll see it when I see it.
Yeah.
I'll believe when I see it.
You'll believe it when you see it.
So, I don't know, man. It's just we'll talk about the season 2 stuff next week when we get the blog post, I guess. But I don't know. Well, I guess that's about it then, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we talked about Die Rise Remastered. That was pretty cool. Die Rise
Remastered, the community, a little bit of Modern Warfare 2 there at the end. Pretty productive conversations today, I think. If there's one takeaway to take from this podcast, we're looking forward to Die Rise Remastered, of course. The community, despite all the problems and the challenges we've been facing, keep at it. Keep being creative. Keep making cool shit. Keep making cool maps. I love talking to, you know, all the custom mappers, all my buddies, and seeing what they're up to and checking out some of their stuff. So you guys are great. You guys keep at it. And I hope y'all get picked up at a development studio because some of you have some really nice creative ideas that could go a long way and translate to other jobs. So keep at it. Keep at it, guys. And I know Treyarch once in a while does take a look at the marketplace, or not the marketplace, the workshop. So, yeah, just keep at it. Y'all are great.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other closing thoughts before we wrap up episode 113 of the Division C podcast?
Just I don't know. Just I don't really know what to end this episode off. And I mean, I know I'm excited for Die Rise Remastered. Yeah, I mean, Modern Warfare. I don't feel anything about Modern Warfare 2.
I don't feel anything.
So I as much as I really want to like the game, I don't know if I'll ever touch it again.
Man, like the only reason why I'm going back and touching the game is to just grind camos just for videos because I like talking about the history of guns in my videos.
Yeah,
that's like the only reason I'm coming back to the game, just to talk about a gun, basically.
I'm debating going back to Black Ops 4 to grind dark matter and zombies.
Wow. Okay.
And like going back to like some of the older games and grinding stuff like that.
The dark matter grind in Black Ops 4 is a long one. Longer than Cold War's dark matter grind. Yeah, so
I would rather do that than the Modern Warfare grind. So
it'd be a good stream series. It'd be cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You know, you never know.
Never know. But anyways, guys, don't really know how else to end this episode other than just thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you haven't already, check out the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with everything that both of us do. And what do you guys think about Die Rise Remastered, Modern Warfare 2, the zombies community, all the other things that we talked about? Let us know in the comments. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.